So glad you're with us here at noon. I'm Michael Aaron alongside meteorologist Scott Covert. Got to get down to business here because we're starting to see some storms here in Arkansas.
We're starting to see those showers and thunderstorms develop along a cold front that's moving into western Arkansas. Let's take a look here at your radar, and you can see that line oriented to the northeast in western Arkansas, really starting to take shape there. You see a little bit of reds and oranges, some heavier downpours, and you're starting to see some lightning as well. Some scattered showers in north central Arkansas and parts of Van Buren, Stone County. Elsewhere, seeing some light to scattered rain in central parts of the state. That line is going to continue tracking off towards the east and eventually the northeast. Now, there's no active watches, no active warnings in the state. However, the Storm Prediction Center moments ago did give us about an 80% chance of a severe weather watch in the area you see here shaded in white. So as soon as we get that watch, we'll of course let you know for who it includes, what it is, and when it expires. You can see where that front's made its way through. In fact, temperatures in northwest Arkansas starting to drop. Out ahead of it in some places like Camden and Monticello, we're in the low 80s. The forecast for the rest of your day does call for partly cloudy skies, some scattered showers and thunderstorms, breezy conditions, gusts of wind up to 10 to 20 miles per hour out of the southwest before the front moves through. Back behind it, northwest. Those northwesterly winds bringing in some beautiful weekend weather. Plenty of sunshine on tap, temperatures dropping to 50 overnight tonight, low 70s this weekend.
For the first time since 2019, the Arkansas State Fair is open for a week filled with fun and food. 10 days, in fact. The biggest event in Arkansas, the biggest entertainment event, kicked off this morning after taking a year off due to COVID-19. Let's take a live look out there at the fairgrounds this afternoon from our RView 11 camera. We certainly hope the stormy weather moves out before this evening when thousands of Arkansans are expected to show up for what could be the fair's biggest year ever. Lots of fun out there. You can see the Ferris wheel going. But there are some concerns about safety surrounding the event. Law enforcement addressed those concerns this week, and our Ashley Godwin has more on their plan to keep people safe.
Little Rock Police Chief Keith Humphrey said it was imperative to talk about fair safety, especially after the shooting that happened near Central. He said any criminal activity that happens around the fair will not be tolerated.
We want to do everything possible to help ensure a peaceful and successful Arkansas State Fair.
Several law enforcement agencies, including Little Rock Police, Arkansas State Police, and Fairground Security, will be making sure the fair stays safe for those who attend. After some recent rumors spread online about safety concerns, LRPD Major Troy Ellison explained a safety plan that will be put in place for the event.
I can assure you there will be officers inside and outside the fairgrounds.
There will be uniformed officers as well as officers in plain clothes. Plus, police will be patrolling the surrounding neighborhoods. If you go to the fair, LRPD says use your common sense.
Park in designated secure fairground parking areas. That includes practicing other safe habits such as locking your doors, remove all valuables, and don't be distracted by your cell phone.
The fairgrounds, with all of the police that we have in the area, it's the safest place to be during the 10 days of the fair.
Ashley Godwin reporting for us this afternoon. The fair is open every day from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. from now until Sunday the 24th. You can learn more about the event and everything it has to offer right now on thv-at-noon.com. Let's get to a story we've been following closely throughout the morning. Former President Bill Clinton is in a California hospital this afternoon recovering from a non-COVID related infection. The former president was admitted to the University of California Irvine Medical Center Tuesday evening after attending some private events in the area. There he underwent tests to determine what bacteria was causing the infection.
He was put on what we call a broad spectrum antibiotics. So several antibiotics. Once they identified it as E. coli, they're down to one intravenous antibiotic.
A spokesperson for President Clinton says that, quote, he is on the mend in good spirits and is incredibly thankful to the doctors, nurses, and staff providing him with excellent care, and added that he's responding well to antibiotics. This is not the first health issue that former President Clinton has faced since leaving office. He's also had quadruple bypass surgery and a procedure to place 2 stents. Stay with THV11 and thv-at-noon.com for the very latest on his recovery. Today, an outside FDA panel of advisors will vote on whether Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 booster should receive emergency use authorization. It comes on the heels of the panel's decision yesterday to recommend the Moderna booster shot for seniors and high-risk Americans. Skylar Henry has the very latest from the FDA headquarters in Maryland.
For the second day in a row, an FDA advisory panel convened, this time to decide if the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 booster shot could benefit some high-risk Americans who've already received one dose.
We want to provide optimal protection against COVID, and we know that a booster dose will do that.
Today, the group of experts also hears data on a study by the National Institutes of Health, which found mixing vaccines from different manufacturers for a booster shot is safe. The study, which has not yet been peer-reviewed, also found that Johnson & Johnson recipients benefited more from getting a Moderna or Pfizer booster. Thursday, the FDA panel voted to recommend Moderna's booster for Americans over the age of 65 or high risk.
We do have a unanimous 19 out of 19 yes vote.
Full FDA authorization could come in days. Then the CDC would meet next week to provide guidance, which means a full rollout of Moderna booster shots could come as soon as next Friday. Pfizer's booster shot was the first approved for seniors and high-risk individuals. According to CDC data, more than 9 million Americans have received a booster dose.
They're free, available, and convenient to get.
President Biden says the country is making progress against the pandemic, but he's urging the tens of millions of still unvaccinated eligible Americans to roll up their sleeves. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Silver Spring, Maryland.
Today, the White House said the new policy requiring all adult foreign travelers to the U.S. to be vaccinated will officially begin on November 8th. This applies to those traveling by air and land, as well as those undertaking non-essential ferry travel from Canada and Mexico. Let's take a closer look now at Arkansas's COVID-19 numbers. This is the latest report from the Department of Health. 781 cases of the virus were reported on Thursday. That's a smaller increase than the one we had 1 week ago, but nearly 100 more cases than we had on Wednesday. And we are seeing some positive trends in hospitals this afternoon. We haven't seen an increase in COVID-related hospitalizations since October 2nd. Right now, 505 people are battling the virus in a hospital, and we haven't seen a number that low since early July. 10 fewer people are on ventilators. Well, it is a huge weekend up in Fayetteville as the Hogs gear up to take on the Auburn Tigers in Fayetteville. And you can watch tomorrow's game right here on THV11, only on THV11 in fact. And while we know a lot of people will be watching the game at home, the head Hog is hoping to see the stands filled with fans. Coach Pittman tweeting earlier this week that he needs the fans out and loud despite the early start time. He says he still believes Razorback fans are the best in the country, and they are, and the team will need a fired up crowd ready to go at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Coach Pittman even saying that he'll be out there before the game to greet fans and thank them for coming out. But not to be outdone, head basketball coach Eric Musselman also plans to be there. He's even bringing a special order from Sonic.
You know what? Actually, make it 1,000 breakfast burritos.
1,000 breakfast burritos?
Yep.
Who are you feeding?
I'm going to feed the entire student section for the Arkansas football game when Auburn comes to town.
I mean, that's a big order. There you go. Coach Musselman bringing breakfast burritos to feed the fans before the 11 a.m. kickoff. But the fan fun, it doesn't stop there. This weekend is actually the first Hog homecoming event since 2019. And on top of it all, the university is celebrating its 150th year. So this is going to be a year to remember. Students have been celebrating all week, and the homecoming festivities are far from over as Razorbacks make their way back up to the hill. One tradition is the big homecoming parade, of course, happening tonight from Dixon Street to Arkansas Avenue. It begins at 6 o'clock, and the homecoming pep rally follows at the Greek Theater. Alumni Association officials say they want every Razorback, young and old, to know the impact they make on the U of A as they celebrate 150 years.
You know, you're a student for a certain amount of time, you're a Razorback for life. And that's what we want to be able to continue to communicate and continue to support with the great events that we're having here on campus for homecoming. We want our alumni to come back. We want them to call the Hogs here on the Hill. So we're calling all Hogs home for the 150th celebration this year.
And of course, the homecoming king and queen will be named just before kickoff tomorrow. And of course, can't make it to the game, we have you covered. You can watch the game again at 11 o'clock right here, only on THV 11. So after you watch Tyler Cass tonight on the Friday Night Blitz, just leave it here so you can wake up Central, then watch your Hogs at 11 a.m.